Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? Just on my way to the orchestra practice here this evening. I'm gonna have a few thoughts for you guys. Of course, this is my new car, so it's a lot nicer than my old one. We won't have to get into that too much still. I'm not sure if I've mentioned the details in regard to oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if I mentioned the details in regard to this car before. Anyway, a little bit tired. I had a few thoughts for you guys, and just sorry, I'm taking my time here. There are days when it's hard to forget all of the rotten things that people have done to you. And honestly, on some of those days, it doesn't really help to do some things that I know tend to pick up your spirits. But the thing is that sometimes the things that, here's the kicker about this train of thought, the things that really would nip some of these bad moods in the bud, we don't always want to do because, I don't know, they just go deeper. I don't know, it's kind of like, for me, listening to music that's relaxing usually or often solves that problem. Soothing music. But if there are some very intense emotions that are negative, that just don't seem to be gravitated by that kind of stuff alone, it's got to be prayer and scripture study. But we don't want to do that sometimes because it involves, I don't know, well, this is a spiritual thing, right? Sometimes we just feel like we're not in the mood. Whether it's, someone say, oh, it's your pride that's keeping you from doing this. To be honest, it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with pride. Maybe in a way, it's a lot more of a, it's kind of like it's a form of pride. I can handle this on my own. I can get to this on my own. And maybe that attitude is what I'm talking about, that I have personally. But that wasn't all I wanted to talk about, of course. I think it's just a very common thing for guys, all men, to have to deal with is if you have some more serious beefs or griefs or whatever it is with something, you want to handle it yourself rather than go to the Lord, go to scripture study or prayer. And I'm not saying it's a guy thing, but it seems to me like we feel like when we have to rely on someone else, even God, it's like we often don't want to ask for help, Anyway, I know what I'm saying has a lot of truth here. And I also know you guys are getting my double chin too. Hey, it's a genetic thing, mostly. Anyway, other stuff. Well, when things get really busy, it's really annoying to have some things that you have to do that when push comes to shove, you don't actually have to do to really just survive. If you commit to a performing arts group or, certainly if you're getting paid, you're getting paid at the job. But if you're committed to a performing arts group of some sort and you're a volunteer, you could lie and say, I'm sick, guys, I can't make it tonight, but really you might not be sick. You could do that. You can skip out of rehearsals. But I don't do that. But it's just kind of annoying because I have things I have to do, and some of these things are pretty big things. I don't know. Some life just, I would say life doesn't suck, but it's just sometimes it's like, I have the question, why does everything have to happen in September? Regarding a lot of things regarding, anybody that works in music and that sort of thing. There's that train of thought. And I think it's also just, I wish my life was simpler. But I don't necessarily mean how much stuff I have. I've basically eliminated any possibility of being a minimalist. I think if you guys aren't familiar with that term, it's somebody who has as few things as possible that they own. Like a handful. That's it. And then they just, yeah. But it's impossible to be a musician or a lot of other jobs or careers or career fields, lines of work, whatever. It's impossible for a lot of different kinds of people with certain kinds of jobs to be that way because, if you're a professor, you're going to have books, you're going to have, my horn professor at Central Washington had a whole storage shed, full, chock full of, Horn Society International Horn Society magazines and other stuff. It was just full of books and magazines. And the whole it was just it wasn't even it wasn't furniture, it wasn't any of that stuff. It was just books and magazines. That's how much stuff he had read or was familiar with. He couldn't even fit in his office. I'm not saying all professors are like that. I'm pretty sure most aren't, but we just can't be minimalists. It would be great to be a minimalist. That's very appealing to only have these guys that, I know who they are. Mostly the younger diet type guys. They just go to Asia and have a camera and YouTube channel and get money from YouTube, and they have all they own is a machete and my camera, and guys, it's kind of like whenever someone makes you feel guilty for how much stuff you have, it's almost like you wonder if they consider it a virtue to have as few things as possible. Now, it's maybe less of a headache, and there are, various kinds of folks and people in the world where having as few things as possible is probably a good idea, definitely. In the developed world, we're going to have a lot of stuff, unless you really make it a point not to have a lot of stuff. But yeah, people are going to, I don't know. Anyway, I need to wrap up this particular video. Hopefully this will be useful to you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.